Have you ever been watching a van life video and thought, I wonder where they sleep? Where do they park?
Tomorrow's still a question. I don't know where it'll take us. You can see in our reflection all the storms that tried to break us.
Yo, what up, y'all? I'm Ryan Fila, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 places that you can sleep in your vehicle, basically anywhere. Number 1 is parking lots, and I'm talking about parking lots from small businesses to big businesses. You just got to make sure that you steer clear of any signs that say no overnight stay, no 24-hour parking, because they mean it. But if they don't have those signs, a lot of times you can find a spot off in the back, even up in the front. I've stayed at Starbucks for like 24 hours bumming off their Wi-Fi before. As long as your vehicle doesn't shout out, hey, I'm sleeping in here, I'm working in here, I'm staying in here, and you're not a nuisance. Those are the 2 biggest things that I found out on my journey of like sleeping in different vehicles in the US or in Australia. The biggest one being if you're not a nuisance. If you're not a nuisance, you can basically park anywhere overnight. They don't even know you're in there potentially. You could just be a car being parked there overnight. If you think about it from somebody walking by or driving by, if they see a vehicle and it's there late at night, their first thought, unless it looks like a clear camper van, isn't, I bet somebody's sleeping in there. It's, oh, somebody's probably parking there overnight. And if you do have a clear camper van, maybe you bought one, maybe you're renting one, the second principle is true. If you're not being a nuisance, nobody's probably going to care. As long as you're not causing a big scene, being super loud, leaving your trash everywhere, you could probably sleep there with no problem. I'm talking about Wincos, Walmarts, Targets, Starbucks, even some fast food chains overnight like Taco Bell or McDonald's or Chipotle. Like, all these businesses have parking lots right outside of their businesses, and they're not open all night besides maybe McDonald's. Number 2, this one might be a little surprising to you, but it's neighborhoods. Just straight up neighborhoods, like parallel parking on sidewalks in neighborhoods. I've slept in neighborhoods from Southeast LA to Australia on the beaches, to in Colorado, like all over the country, in Canada. If you pull up to a neighborhood and you parallel park outside somebody's house and you're just there to get some rest, the same principles are true. Especially not being a nuisance. Don't play your music super loud, just get in the back or lean the seat back, do your thing, and catch some rest. Most likely nobody's gonna come out and say, hey, are you sleeping outside my house? Like, I have never witnessed that myself, and I've slept outside plenty of random people's houses. One trick here, if you're a little nervous, is pull up late. The same kind of goes for any of these. If you pull up when it's dark, like 9, 10 o'clock, right before you're getting ready to go to bed, you're there and people are probably already getting ready for bed, and they're not even gonna notice the vehicle being parked outside. I mean, think about it. If you were going to a friend's house and they didn't have parking right outside their house, wouldn't you just park across the street in front of somebody else's house and then walk across the street into that friend's house? What's the big difference between you parking there, walking across the street and sleeping in your friend's house, or you parking there and just sleeping in your vehicle? It's just the thought of it. It's the construction, that fear. Number 3, parks. City parks, sometimes national forests. Obviously you gotta check what the mandates are and if you gotta have permits and things like that, but parks are great for a few reasons. They're public property, they probably have water, they might have a bathroom, they have a lot of amenities that are open to the public. So you can pull up, you can go to the bathroom, you can sleep, and then in the morning when you gotta wake up and you gotta pee again, you can go to the bathroom at the public park. Like, it's right there, and you can potentially fill up your water in the same place. Public parks and libraries are some of my favorite public resources. If you're traveling in another country, I can say for sure in Australia, the public parks were immaculate. Like, they were well taken care of. Number 4, this one might be a little bit obvious, but I had to get it in here anyways. Rest stops. They have all your amenities, bathroom, water. They might even have maps or things to do in that area. And there you can be a little bit more open. People are obviously sleeping and staying the night there because that's what they're made for. So if you're a little bit more afraid, or maybe you're new to it, these places will probably be your places at first because they're super comfortable and it's very regular for people to sleep there. Number 5, very contradictory to the last one. If you can't find any rest areas and maybe you're in a really remote place, pulling off just on the side of the highway in big lots. I don't know what else you call them. They could be dirt lots or paved, but they like create this space for people to move when they're getting towed. I don't know what they're there for, but there's a lot of space off to the side of the highway. As long as you pull all the way off and as far as you can get away from the highway, I've had no problems with these places. And typically if you're parking there, it's because you really can't find anything else. It's late at night and you're getting dangerously tired, like, and you hit the, it is well worth it to pull over in that place and get some rest versus risking falling completely asleep at the wheel. And like I said, it's just a construction of where you think you can sleep and where it is safe. If you're far enough outside and you can get off of that immediate shoulder, you're gonna be okay. And with these types of places, you never know what type of adventure is gonna come up. You might wake up in the morning and you're in a gorgeous area, or you're in the desert and there's nothing around you for miles and you just need to get back in the driver's seat and get up out of there in the morning. Now, if you're trying to live van life or live in your vehicle inside the city or in a more populated area, I am gonna make another video showing you how to find good parking while you're just on your phone, because you can use Google Maps as an incredible resource to find places where you can stay, and you don't even have to get behind the wheel and drive around and figure out where you can stay. You can do it from anywhere right on your phone. And that's all I got for you today. I'm Ryan Fila. If you got anything from this video, please like it, subscribe if you feel so inclined, and don't forget the 2 rules. Number 1, and most importantly, don't be a nuisance. Number 2, if you can, make your vehicle not look as much like you're sleeping in it all the time.